No, I've got it started.
Yeah, no, I know you got it. Whether I should, whether anyone else is coming or. אתה מוכן?
Tu sais, I can't. This is not the right time, my friend. You have to hold me up. Je t'ai dit que je peux pas. Je peux pas.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'd like to call up Dana and Steve, who are going to light these Shabbat candles for us. I sort of hold tight, to these candles at this season because soon enough it's going to be dark already, and we will have had a light at home, and this gives us like a last little taste of summer, right? Amen. Shakak, thank you. Page 5, Shalom Aleichem.
That sounds like something else. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Mi LeShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zetchem LeShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Thank you. Why don't we read, there's a little thing about For I Am Sick with Love, page 8 by the great Rambam, because during this Kabbalat Shabbat period, certain traditions would read Shir Shirim, the Song of Songs, and so the editors decided to add in little snippets about different aspects of love. So we can read it together out loud. What is the appropriate love of God? Is it that you should love God so powerfully that your soul is bound up with the love of God and is constantly captured by it, as is one were sick with love sickness, as when your consciousness is not freed from the love of your beloved, but you think of your beloved at all times, when you lie down and when you rise up, when you're eating and when you're drinking. The love of God should be even more than this in the hearts of God lovers. It should be present constantly as we are commanded. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart and with all your soul. This is what Solomon expressed metaphorically, saying, For I am sick with love. The entire Song of Songs is an allegorical description of this love. And to translate that, for those who want a little bit of translation, can you love life itself that much? Can you embrace your life with such fullness and totality? That's a question for all of us, and some days the answer is yes, and other days maybe not so much. Page 11, Lechu Neranena.
לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. נריה, נריה לצור אישנו, נקדמה פניו בתודה. נריה, נריה לצור אישנו, בזמירו נריה לו. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו, 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 לכו נרננה, לכו, 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 לכו נרננה. כי אל גדול אדוני, ומלך גדול על כל אלוהים, אשר בידו מחקרי ארץ, ותועפות ההרים לו. לכו, 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 לכו נרננה, לכו, 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 לכו נרננה. אשר לא היה והוא עשהו, ויבשת ידיו יצרו. בואו נשתחווה ונכרע, נברכה לפני אדוני עושנו. לכו, 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 לכו נרננה, לכו, 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 לכו נרננה. כי הוא אלוהינו, ואנחנו אמר איתו, וצאן ידו, היומים בקולו תשמעו. לכו, 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 לכו נרננה, לכו, 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 לכו נרננה. אל תקשו לבכם כי מריבה, כיום מסע במדבר, אשר ניסוני אבותיכם, בחנוני גם ראו פועלי. לכו, 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 לכו נרננה, לכו, 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 לכו נרננה. 40 שנה כל בדור במרם תוהל לבבם, והם לא ידעו דרכי, אשר נשבעתי באפי, ועול למנוחתי.
And now the Psalm, Mizmor David, page 21. God in nature, God resonating, vibrating throughout the universe.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז. הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, ישתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבוד ירים. אדוני על מים, מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח. כל אדוני באתר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים. משבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסיריון כמו יש, כל אדוני יכול אלילות, ויחסו יערות, ובחלו לא אומר כבוד. אדוני על המבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. איי 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 איי
And out of the book of Psalms into medieval composition, Shlomo Alkabet's Lechadodi, page 23, first two stanzas and the final two. I've said it, but it's been a while. The name for a stanza in Hebrew is bayit, which is the word for. And if you look at them, don't they look like cute little houses with flat roofs? We'll return to that idea a little bit later.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, עם מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני ימסק מולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please be seated. The world's been good to us, and our community did not suffer any losses, so we'll be skipping over the special condolence prayer and turning straight to page 27, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, this special psalm that was assigned long ago for the Shabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, להגיד בבוקר בך באמונתך בלילות, טוב להודות לאדוני. עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור, כי שימחתני אדוני בפעוליך, במעשה ידיך רנן. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך העליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, טוב להודות לאדוני. סיבות לפוח רשעים, למה אדוני?
Middle of 28.
צדיק כתמר יפרח, כרז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחסרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון בסבע, דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד, כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולה תבוא. אדוני מלך יום לבש.
Mikol of Maim Rabim Adarim Mishmei.
עדותיך נמנו מאוד לבית חנה וקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. Sorry, I changed my key because I got distracted. It happens.
I thought you got a new car. You changed your key? So some Torah portions are like one of those choose-your-own-adventure books that we read as kids, by which I mean that there is such a rich supply of material to discuss that we could go in almost any direction. And this week's Parsha, Ki Tetzeh, is of this style. We could dive into marriage and divorce, how to treat employees and animals. No, I'm not equating the two. Or even the commandment to remember the Exodus, Yetziat Mitzrayim. And then there was my mother's favorite theme when I was a teenager, which are the rules for stoning a rebellious child. Okay, that's not really true. It was my father's favorite. There are even laws about the proper conduct of warfare, and if we hadn't been dealing with that for the past 11 plus months, we could do that, but let's have a break. And instead of these meaty subjects, can we talk about what Judaism has to say about roofs? If you've ever put a new roof on a home, you know that there are so many details to consider. I know because during the first half of August, we had to replace our roof. And it forced us to learn about otherwise obscure information like wind shear ratings, vapor barriers, and granule adhesion. And if you're starting to glaze over, I'm with you. It's important to have a roof over our heads, but most of us don't spend a great deal of time thinking about the particulars. Now, this week's Parsha doesn't describe the differences between dimensional shingles and a standing seam metal roof, but it does remind us that there's an ethical dimension to our choices. And just as a kippah is meant to remind us of God's presence, so too a roof has a similar function. How so, I can hear you thinking. In Deuteronomy 22:8, we read, Ki tivneh bayit chadash ve'asita ma'akel gagecha ve'lo tasim damim beveitecha ki yipol hanofel mimenu. When you build a new house, you shall make a parapet for your roof, so that you do not bring blood guilt on your house if anyone should fall from it. If you just asked yourself, what's a parapet? You're not alone. According to many of our commentators, such as Ibn Ezra, the meaning of ma'akeh, a parapet, is known from its context. It has no neighbor. And what Ibn Ezra is telling us, this is one of these fancy words you learn in rabbinical school, ma'akeh is a hapax legomenon. It appears only one time in the entire Bible, and this is it, folks. It means that this is the only time that we have this sense that our roofs need a guardrail, a fence, some sort of barrier on the top. Okay, confession. If you were to drive by my house, you might wonder, how come the rabbi doesn't have a guardrail on the top of his house after forcing us to listen to a sermon about roofs? Good question. Maybe it's because the Torah states that this mitzvah applies when building a new house. And our 1947 home is definitely not new? No. Hiskuni explains that if the old roof had collapsed, you must replace it with a new one. This law is introduced here, Hiskuni writes, to remind you that after you've moved into a house intact from the previous owners, who may not have had a protective rail or fence on the roof, you must now put in a parapet. In other words, old homes don't have a grandfather clause. So how come the Cossacks didn't install a parapet? Roofs in the Middle East didn't have to contend with snow or even much rain compared with Portland. And as a consequence, they tended to be flat, which made them the perfect place to dry tomatoes or dates, and also for allowing people to catch a cool breeze while sleeping under the stars. Basically, a roof was a deck for our ancestors, which meant that people spent enough time up top that they might risk falling down. This law, therefore, doesn't apply to sloped roofs because apart from a tired squirrel, no one sleeps on an A-frame. Some of you may recognize this Middle Eastern roof lifestyle from the Drifters' old hit, Up on the Roof, where they intone, when this old world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face, I climb way up to the top of the stairs and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can't bother me. Oi! Jewish Anxiety never could have composed this song about flat roofs. Even on the roof, the ethical demands of the world intrude. It's not an escape. As Nachmanides explains, the law of the parapet is probably an extension of a better-known mitzvah: don't stand idly by the blood of your neighbor. In other words, we have to take active steps to prevent foreseeable accidents, which is why we insisted on only hiring a bonded roofing company. I mean, those roofers look like billy goats when they're up on top, but one small step, and we wanted to make sure they'd be taken care of if they ran up medical bills. So similar rules apply if you have in Judaism, if you have a pit, an open pit, or a ditch in your yard, or some other sort of hazard, including even a vicious dog. Okay, living in a first world country, we might take these sorts of protections for granted, but let's not forget the enduring influence that the Bible has had on both American and European law and values. Indeed, Germany, Sweden, and Norway have the most advanced safety and building regulations globally, or so ChatGPT told me. This Judeo-Christian tradition has shaped Europe and the United States in ways that we often don't recognize. So this law of a roof fence or parapet highlights once again that Judaism is not a religion so much as a religio-ethical civilization. That's why the Bible is just as comfortable discussing skin eruptions, building codes, and animal husbandry as it is with ritual observance and ethical rules. Because nothing is beyond the concern of the Torah, it also means the Jewish understanding of biblical laws doesn't stay in any given lane. It was a Jewish thinker, Max Kedushin, in his masterwork, The Rabbinic Mind, who developed the concept of organismic thinking. Kedushin emphasizes the interconnectedness and holistic nature of rabbinic thought, particularly in how Jewish values and ethical principles are woven into everyday life. And Kedushin argued that rabbinic Judaism is not simply about isolated laws and doctrines, but that it reflects an integrated, organic way of understanding the world where various elements of Torah and mitzvot function together as a unified system. That's why a 15th century Spanish thinker, Rabbi Isaac ben Moses Arama, author of the Akedat Yitzhak, could create a major commentary on the weekly Torah, talking about the complexity of the world. And concerning the rule of the roof fence, he says that it teaches us how in any given situation, there's a collision between freedom of choice, God's will, human responsibility, and random events. And they get mixed up in ways that our little brains can't ever understand or define which element is in control. So Arama has this to say about our roof. There are numerous instances when the Torah legislates an action designed to protect the life or property of a third party. Consider the example of a protective fence around one's roof. The reason stated that is that unless such a fence is erected, a fatal fall from such a roof would be considered an act of bloodshed committed by the owner of the house in question. That's what the Torah verse literally says. Obviously, mentioning the latter possibility assumes that there's a freedom of choice to whether you're going to follow that law or not, like we don't have one. And if there were no choice, how could there be negative results for the owner or the victim if the owner had failed to erect the fence, right? You can't have punishment unless you have the freedom to fulfill it, he's arguing. And then he says something very apropos of my roofers. But not everyone walking around an unfenced roof will fall off it with fatal consequences. The ultimate result of the fate of such an individual, then, is a result of more than one of the factors we have listed. The nature of the legislation to erect a fence, then, is more in the mode of good advice that the Talmud cites. On the other hand, we know from experience that even our most diligent efforts to attain certain objectives are often doomed to failure. That's a lot to get out of one Torah verse, right? But that's the Jewish way. Once you understand that everything is connected, well, it changes how we see the world. Yes, this Torah portion is indeed like a choose-your-own-adventure, but with one caveat. Every line of the Torah ultimately leads us back to the potential for holiness in the organismic whole. So, when you get home tonight, I encourage you to look up and offer a prayer of gratitude for your roof. Not everyone is blessed with one, and not everyone understands its significance. But now we all do. Shabbat Shalom. If you need a good roofer, come speak to me. We're going to rise 39A for the call to worship the Baruch Hu.
ברכו את אדוני מבורך.
Please be seated.
ומעביר יום מביא לילה, מבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו, לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבים.
Amen. Page 40, Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, תורה, תורה, תורה ומצוות, חוקים, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. תורה, תורה, תורה ומצוות, חוקים, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו קומנו נשיח בחוקיך, נשיח בחוקיך. תורה, תורה, תורה ומצוות, חוקים, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, והם נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. תורה, תורה, תורה ומצוות, חוקים, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
21.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל ידיך. והיה עם שמות ישמעו צבא ישר אנוכי מצווה אתכם מאהבה. ושמתם את דברי אלי על לבבכם. וכתבתם זו בתיך בשעה.
ולא תעתו.
בואו נדבר בזה. זה מציצית. זונים אנ תסגרו בסתם גוסי. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 44, Micha Mocha, who is like you? This beautiful chant that the women sang after the crossing of the Yam Suf of the Sea of Reeds.
ומלכותו ברצון קבלו עליהם, משה ומרים בני ישראל יחנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אל מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה ליאנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם באל ונאמר יפדה אדוני את יעקב יעלום יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גן ישראל.
Ashkivenu 45. We'll leave it at that.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום לשלום, ויעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, 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 ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך, והגן בעדינו, יסר מעלינו אויב נבר וחרב, ורע ויגון נשכיבנו לשלום, שלום, והסר שטן מלפנינו, לפנינו, לפנינו, ומאחרינו, אחרינו, 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 ובצל כנפיך תסתירנו, 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 כי אל שומרנו, שומרנו, ומצילנו אתה, כי אל מלך חנון ורחום אתה, השכיבנו, השכיבנו לשלום, שלום, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום אתה אדוני, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
We rise. 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל לא תהיה לעולם, ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבה ויהי נפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמר רבה, ועלמא דיברה כאילו וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. ישמר רבה מברך לעלמא ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ותדר ותעלה ותהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן.
You know, behind every great cantor, there's a 5-year-old boy who would rather be anywhere else, teaching a lesson. So as we enter the Amidah, who's standing behind you, whispering you, encouraging you, maybe inviting you to go a different way? Page 47 to 52.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. 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 יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
53, Magen Avot, last paragraph.
מגן אבות מדברו מחיים איתי במאמרו האל הקדוש אין כמוהו. לילה 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 המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו טבעם רצה להניח להם לפניו נעבור בינם ופחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד. לילה 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 מעונה ברכות אל ההודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת וברך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג זכר למעשה בראשית. לילה 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 לילה
Kiddush Shalem, page 54.
יגדל ויגדש שמר רבה ועלמא דברה כי לתת יחמר חוטא בחיי חולם לכל בחיי דכל בית ישראל בהגנה זון קרים ורו אמן. יש מרבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ותדל ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי וקדושה בריחו לאלה מכל ברכתה ושכתה תושבחתה מלחמתה דמירן מעלמא אמרו אמן. תתקבל צלתנו ואתן כל ישראל קודם אבון נשמיה אמרו אמן. יש לומר בן שמעיה וחיים עלינו וכל ישראל אמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו וכל ישראל וכל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
We'll rise for Kiddush on page 55. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam morei peri hagafen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'atzah banu b'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'ratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim ki banu b'charta Yotanu kidashta mikol hamim b'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava u'ratzon kinchaltanu Baruch ata Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Will remain. So we'll continue now on page 56, Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו את משפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו בהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שתשם מסדרת. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר,
והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. You know, there are a lot of different ways that you know that the high holidays are coming. The sleepless large bags underneath the clergy eyes, the smell of fresh apples ripening on the trees, and Psalm 27, which we begin reciting at services during the month of Elul. So, Cantor, would you chant this in the traditional Moroccan Nusach on page 59?
It's the only way I know it. לדוד אדוני אורי ואישי ממי אירא אדוני מעוז חיי ממי יבחל בקרוב עלי מרעים לכל בשרי צרי ואויבי לי המה קשו ונפלו אם תחנה עלי מחנה לא אירא ליבי אם תקום עלי מלחמה בזאת אני בוטח אחת בסוכות כי אביבי יעזבוני ואדוני יאספני אורני אדוני דרכך ונחני באורח מישור למען שוררי אל תתנני בנפש שרי כי קמו בידי שקר וחמאס לולא האמנתי לראות בטוב אדוני בארץ חיים קבל אדוני חזק ויאמץ ליבך וקבל אדוני.
Shakar Cantor. I stumped the internet because I was looking for a poem that combined the themes of rooftops and death. And apparently there's, you know, if you want to know, there's a market possibility there. So I know that fresh wine is bad, but fresh bread is good. This is a brand new poem. I do not know if it's bread or wine, but I present it to you. It's called When I Owned the World for a Moment. College days, I lived in a bell tower in the old Judson Memorial Church, south side of Washington Square Park, with a fire escape down to the roof and windows on 3 sides. I thought I owned Manhattan, and maybe I did when we threw parties for hundreds on the rooftop. Not bad for a sophomore, but it ended. It always does, you know. Isn't that what a roof teaches you? The farthest view always hits its horizon line. Full stop. The next year, we lived over a bar in Brooklyn, our thoughts drowned out by the F train's screech or Mac the knife blaring downstairs. We think we own the world, don't we? Or at least our own lives. But there really is no freehold. Everything's on lease from the rent store. I left New York on a Honda CB750K with whatever fit in the panniers and inside the head of a 20-year-old boy. Dreams, I guess, and a thirst for freedom. New Mexico was the next best thing to those Judson views, mountains replacing skyscrapers, or maybe they were the first towers that touched the roof of the sky. The thing with a motorcycle is how it follows the eyes. Without a thought, your vision shifts your weight as you lean into the curve, all double yellow line at dusk, taking the serpentine like every other day till a flash of blindness as the sun dropped below the canopy of trees, then road running out, tires catching on gravel, flying through the hedges at 60 miles an hour, twigs grasping at your leathers, your helmet, till finally the gravity of stillness shut it all down. Life does with you what it will, a little push here, maybe a sharp elbow, or just a bit too much glint. And like a roof, a bike teaches you about freedom and death, who eloped before we were born and will probably keep shacking up long after the last of us. But for a moment, I owned the world, and so did you, didn't you? And if it is so short, and the rent comes due, and the lease runs out, then why not follow the eyes, leaning into your life with the gift of vision? Tonight, we remember you, you who followed your vision and you who didn't, you who found the stairs up to the roof, thought the rail upstairs could keep you safe from the ticking hands of your own mortal coil. But at least in the moments when memory comes back alive, we really do own the world. And the love we shared, well, if anything is freehold, it's love. So I want to share with you the names of those who passed in recent days, and then ask those of us who are reciting Kaddish to share with the community for whom you are reciting Kaddish, as we recall those who passed in recent weeks and offer our condolences to the families of Benjamin Volpus, Jay Abramovitz, Ed Brenner, Lisa Beth Cower-Freihammer, Arlene Bronstein, Dorothy Kaufman, Gilbert Charles Schumann, Sharon Strauss, Sheldon Sachs, Emilia Yakubovich. And to those, is anyone here reciting Kaddish or in a period of mourning? Please rise. And of course, all of these names, so many of them that are familiar, that whose time of yard site has come also. We'll find the Kaddish on page 58. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabba v'alma divra'kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'yamru Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lamei amaya Yit barak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yit hadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram b'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol Yoshvei Tevel, b'mru Amen. May the one who makes peace in the high places bring peace and comfort and the eternity that we own with the power of memory and the love that continues even after our loved ones are gone. So a few announcements before we conclude with Yigdal and some challah. Sunday, September 15th, this Sunday, 11 to 2 p.m., Sisterhood Shalom Festival. All who identified as women are invited. Make friends, Israeli dancing, falafel, henna. Don't mistake the two. Learn about the exciting programming Sisterhood has coming for this new year, and you can register online or pay in person, and Dan is here to help answer any questions and to convince you that you should come, because you should come. Cooking for Outside In, also Sunday, we got a bunch on Sunday, 12 to 2 p.m. in the beautiful Marlowe's Kitchen. High Holiday Musical Workshop with Cantor Beton. 4 to 5 p.m. Main Sanctuary, learn and sing along to new and traditional high holiday melodies. You don't need to RSVP, but don't make it be there alone. It's a wonderful way to tune yourselves up for the high holidays. And next week, lots more stuff coming. We got Chesed on Monday, 7 p.m., Chesed Committee meeting Tuesday, 11:30, Sisterhood Coffee and Chat at the MJCC with Jen Cal. 6:30 p.m., Tuesday, September 17th. I want to make a big deal about this. There's a guy who's responsible for every email, virtually every email you get from the synagogue, and his name is Brian Rohr, and he is our communications coordinator. He's also a storyteller and a very fine poet who's having his book launch, and it would mean the world to him if you're able to attend that at 6:30 p.m., and if you're not into poetry, it's okay, because afterwards there's dessert and wine. More stuff, just please, keep looking at the emails, go online. So much happening, and high holidays are coming up, so make sure you've got all your paperwork handled for that. Cantor will conclude now with Yigdal, which I'm just, we're so talking about, my brain's almost going to the high holiday melody, which we will not do now, but.
When you said, he doesn't want to be here, it's true, but when we were leaving the house, about to leave the house, he said, I want to come with Mia. Mia loves to come on Friday evenings. And she said, so-and-so, who expect you would want to see won't be there. And he said, that's okay, I just want to be with you, which is very nice. So he may not want to be with me, but he wants to be with his sister, which I'll take. So page 62. יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא ונטל מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף, לא נערוך אליו קדושתו, קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא, ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומעמיד את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו אל על יד נביאו למען ביתו, לא יחליף האל ולא יאמיר דתו לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביא לסוף דבר וקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כאישתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לבדוד מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייאל ורוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו, מתים יחייאל ורוב חסדו, ברוך עדי עד שם תהילתו.
Cantor will do a little hand washing and
ברוך אתה אדוני מלך העולם אשר קידשנו והצבנו על נטילת ידיים.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ.
Amen. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. That challah is not going to eat itself.
And this week it's finger free.
I don't know if you knew this about Cantor, but like some cats, he started out with 6 fingers.
Just one. Don't touch other ones. Just one. Shabbat shalom. Yeah.
That's when he grabbed us.
He did. That's the right way. First, last question. Shabbat shalom. Ezra, right?
Edward.
Such a nice meeting.
Shabbat shalom. Oh, thank you.
Read my Bible.
Bits and pieces here and there. Oh, I actually know. I did live there. That was a dorm room. I don't think it's an OIU dorm anymore. I think they converted it, but in the day.
An amazing service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Apparently a few years before that it was available community space.
Wow. No, now it's like some fancy, I think it's a Middle East center that wrapped into that. And I was looking at Google Earth to actually see. But yeah, no, we had windows on west, north, and east. In the south, you could go down the roof and look out too. And so you're at Washington Square Park, so it's already got all that green space or open space.
I don't know that we've met.
Probably still on. very different world, right? That New York doesn't exist anymore.
Gentrified, which is amazing.
Yeah, there's no alphabet city anymore. At least what those of us who knew it was.
Not the words for the stuff.
And you know, it I miss that. But I was probably one of the few.
I'm sorry you're leaving.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you have plans or you just,
Plans and plans being born, but yeah.
are you gonna stay here or are you gonna go?
We have to see what the real estate market does. I mean, if we stay here, it probably we won't stay in the same house for any length of time because the kids are gone and I can't afford to live in Multnomah County, so we will not stay in Multnomah.
No.
You know.
I moved to Multnomah County. We had a house in Washington County, moved to Multnomah County and paying for a condo, 2 bedrooms, as much as I was paying for a 25,000 square foot house in Washington County. Yeah, it's too much.
Hello. Did you
Anyway,
come for
good
Chala
luck.
or? Oh, go for it. Yeah, it's here for. We don't have church tonight at the synagogue, so we rely on good-natured people to eat up the challah, right? And I don't know, have we met before? Okay. You are?
First time.
Oh, welcome. Okay, and you are?
Caroline. I'm in the class with you.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
really I've been watching the live stream for on and off for like a year.
Okay.
But I just had a baby, so I was a little tied up with that.
First one?
Yes.
I've heard that.
Well, enjoy. Yeah. It is, you know, every age.
They just opened a.
Well, they had Ojai, but now they also have
They just opened.
they have two California. Oh, another one. I'm sorry.
Pacific. They just opened a California.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we drove this over.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes. So far.
I'd be exposed to every emotion.
And we have 2 dogs and 2 cats, so.
Yes.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
Yes.
Hello.
We hyphenated our name.
I was married to 11.
We got married in February. We just moved. Back to Gainesville. We just moved here in July. Yes. So I liked it. She's from Gainesville.
I think we were ready to leave Florida.
Yes, we were definitely ready.
Yeah, it's a great school.
It is. I would recommend it. You know, there's destinations. Florida. I think it's a good school. It's a lot of Jews definitely. I think for Jews right now in college, it's definitely one of the better places to send. Yeah, huge community. No, definitely. We just wanted to introduce yourself. Yes. Jacob. No, Jacob. With Federation.
Wow. So I have a question. In 2015, do you know if USY on Wheels came here? Do they usually come?
There was a USY on Wheels that came here.
They did come.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Salzburg's son was one on that group, and I went to see that.
Because in 2015, I went on USY on Wheels and I think we came here. That sounds so familiar. And is this not the main sanctuary? There's like another one? Is there another small one?
This is the medium one.
Oh, okay.
Upstairs is a small one, and the main one is.
Gotcha. Okay, I definitely was here because I remember learning about the different sanctuaries. I remember them being like, oh, the big one's over there. That's so funny. So yeah, I'm
We
very
just, we just started.
That's so funny. Well, nice to meet you.
Let's go, guys. Mia.